80% of my sales came after the fifth follow-up. Not the first message, not the second, the fifth, the eighth, the 12th. I closed a client for $7,500 a month, $90,000 a year. You know what he said to me when he finally signed? He said, "Bro, I have to take your call because you do not stop messaging me." That was 6 months of follow-up. 90 grand because I refused to disappear. And most of you watching this quit at message 2. So here is what I am giving you in the next 12 minutes. The exact 15 message follow-up sequence I run on every single lead. Not a vibe, not just follow up more. The actual 15 touches in order with what to say and what channel on each one. You can copy it tonight and run it tomorrow morning. And here is the part that should scare you a little. The money you think you lost is not lost. The leads that ghosted you are not gone. They are sitting in your DMs and your inbox right now in conversations you gave up on because you were too scared to send one more message. I am about to show you how to go get it. Let me paint the real picture of how most agency owners run. You book a call. They no-show or they say, "Let me think about it." You send one follow-up, maybe two, you get ignored, and then you go right back to the top of the funnel and start chasing brand new leads. Cold DMs, cold emails, more ad spend, more prospecting. Shiny new lead, shiny new lead. You are filling a bucket with a hole in the bottom. Every lead you stopped following up with had a real dollar value. The lifetime value of one close client for me is $5,000 to $10,000 and up. So when you quit on a lead at touch 2, you are not saving time. You are throwing away a $5,000 to $10,000 asset because you felt a little awkward sending a third message. New leads are expensive, follow-up is free, and follow-up is the single highest ROI activity in your entire business. Not ads, not content, follow-up, nothing else is close. So here is the one line I want tattooed in your brain. The sale is not in the pitch, the sale is in the follow-up. The pitch just starts the clock. First thing you have to understand is who you are actually talking to. Because not all leads are the same, and if you treat them the same, you will quit on the wrong ones. Every batch of prospects splits into 3 groups. I call it the 10-80-10. 10% buy right now. They were ready before you showed up. You could fumble the call and they would still hand you a card. These are the ones that make beginners think they are good at sales. They are not closing. They are catching. 10% never buy. Ever. Wrong fit, no money, no real problem. Nothing you say moves them. You let these go and then the 80% in the middle. This is the entire game. 80% of your prospects do not say no. They say not yet. They are busy, they are scared, they got distracted, they had a bad week, life happened. They need follow-up to cross the line. Here is why this matters. Most agency owners build their whole business on the first 10%, the easy buyers, and they completely abandon the 80% because chasing them feels like work. So they leave 80% of their possible revenue on the table and call it the market being slow. The market is not slow. You just stop talking to most of it. Your takeaway from Act 1. Stop sorting leads into yes and no after one conversation. Sort them into now, never, and not yet. And then go to war for the not yet because that is where the money lives. And to be clear, the 10-80-10 split is about who buys when. It is a different idea from the 80% of sales that land after the fifth touch. 2 different 80s, both pointing you at the same place. The middle, the patient money. Quick proof. The $7,500 a month client I told you about, he was a textbook, not yet interested, busy, kept slipping. 6 months of touches, $90,000 a year. If I had filed him under no in week 1 like most people would have, that money never exists. Okay, this is the part you came for. Write this down or screenshot it. Here is the rule that runs underneath all of it. 80% of sales happen after the fifth touch and I follow up at least 15 times. Most people stop at 1 or 2, so they are literally quitting 3 touches before the average sale even happens. You are not bad at closing. You are early at quitting. Here is the 15 in order. Touch 1, confirmation. The second they show interest or book a call, you confirm. Locked you in for Thursday at 2, came prepared, talk soon. You are setting the tone that you are organized and you show up. Touch 2, the 24-hour reminder, day before the call. Short. We are on for tomorrow at 2. Send me your number one bottleneck right now so I can prep something useful for you. You are making them invest before the call. Touch 3, the 1 hour reminder. Starting in an hour, here is the link. This one move alone kills half your no-shows. Now if they go quiet or push the call, you do not vanish, you switch into value. Touches 4 through 8 are pure value, no asking. Touch 4, a relevant case study. This is exactly what we did for a client in your space. Here is the before and after. Proof, not pressure. Touch 5, a short loom of VSL 60 seconds to 3 minutes. Recorded you something quick on what I would do first if I were you. This is the touch most sales happen around and almost nobody sends it. Remember, this is touch 5. This is where it starts. Most people never get here. Touch 6. A testimonial. Screenshot of a client who got the result they want. A voice note, a win. You are letting other people sell for you. Touch 7. A quick win idea. Give them something free that actually helps whether they hire you or not. Notice your ad has no clear offer in the first line. Swap it to this. Now you are the person who already helped them before they paid you $1. Touch 8, a simple check-in. Hey, where did this land for you? Still want to fix this or did it drop down the list? Honest, human, no pressure. You are a person, not a pipeline. Now the close sequence. Touches 9 through 12. Touch 9, the carpet pull. I am about to give your spot to someone else this week. Did you still want it or should I let it go? Real scarcity, not fake. Only say it if it is true. Touch 10, switch channels. If you have been on email, send a DM. If you have been texting, call. Same person, new pattern. People who ignore your email will answer a text. Touch 11, they direct ask. No value, no fluff. Do you want to move forward? Yes or no? Totally fine. Either way, I just need to know. Clarity closes. Touch 12, the breakup. This is my last one. I'm going to stop reaching out so I'm not annoying you. If it is ever the right time, you know where I am. This one closes more deals than any other touch because loss aversion is real. People who ignored you for weeks suddenly reply. Then you wait and touches 13, 14, 15 are the re-engagement 1 to 2 months later with a new angle. Touch 13. Thought of you, saw this and it reminded me of what you are building. Soft, warm, no ask. Touch 14. A new result or case study. We just landed a client this exact outcome. Figured you would want to see it. Touch 15. The reopen. Is now a better time than when we last spoke? You would be shocked how many not yets are a yes 2 months later. That is the 15. Mix the channels the whole way through. Email, text, DM, call, back to DM over weeks and months. Your takeaway from Act 2, nobody is doing 15. Your competition quits at 2. So the sale is not a talent contest. It is an attendance contest and you win just by showing up longer than 99% of the people you are up against. Proof beat. There was a guy I closed who literally wrote a book on sales. A sales author. I closed him by out-following up him. He knew every play and I still won because knowing the game and running the game every single day are two completely different things. That is how low the bar is. Now the part nobody wants to hear, because this is where you are actually losing. It is not the sequence. You have the sequence now. It is your head. Every time you go to send touch 6, your finger hovers and you hear a little voice. I am being annoying. I am bothering them. They will think I am desperate. Kill that voice. That voice has cost you more money than any bad ad ever did. Let me reframe this for you completely. Follow-up is not annoying. Follow-up is the job. That is the work. The prospecting, the calls, all of it is just to earn the right to follow up. When you skip it because it feels uncomfortable, you are skipping the actual job and keeping the easy parts. And here is what your follow-up actually says to a prospect. It does not say, I am desperate. It says, I believe in this so much that I am not going to let you fumble it. Persistence reads as belief. If you give up on them in 2 messages, you just told them you do not even believe in your own offer. So why would they? Now, the hard truth, if you send 20 DMs, get ignored, and quit, this was never going to work for you. I mean that with love. Follow up is a daily muscle. It is not a campaign you run once. It is who you are when nobody replies for a week and you send the message anyway. The guy who said, I have to take your call because you do not stop messaging me, was not annoyed. He was impressed. That relentlessness is the exact reason he trusted me to run his money. The thing you are scared makes you look desperate is the thing that makes you look like a professional. Your takeaway from Act 3, decide right now that follow-up is non-negotiable, not based on mood, not based on whether you feel like it. You run the 15 on every lead every time, no exceptions. That one decision is worth more than any script. Real talk, because I said I would hold nothing back. I'm not going to sell you a fairy tale. That $90,000 client cost me 6 months of looking slightly crazy, 6 months of sending messages into silence with no idea if it would ever pay off. There were absolutely points where I felt pathetic, where I thought he was laughing at me, where every message felt like begging. Most people stop in that exact moment. The gap between touch 5 and touch 15 is where it feels the worst and pays the most. I sat in that discomfort for 6 months and got 90 grand a year for it. That is the trade. It is not comfortable. It is just worth it. You pay that toll or you stay broke. Those are the options. So let me line it up. 80% of my sales after touch 5. A 7,500 a month client, 90,000 a year, closed after 6 months of follow-up, who told me to my face the only reason he answered was because I never stopped. A professional sales author closed by out following up the guy who wrote the book. And every closed client worth $5,000 to $10,000 and up in lifetime value, which means every lead you abandon at touch 2 is you setting fire to a 5-figure asset. And the engine under all of it, the 60 plus agency owners I have mentored to real signed clients. Follow-up is in every one of those stories, all of them. Now the objection. Pranav, won't I annoy people and burn my reputation? No, here is the difference and it matters. Spam is 15 messages that all say, you free to chat. Value is 15 touches that each give something, a case study, a win, an idea, a real human check-in. You saw the sequence, only a couple of those are even asked. The rest is you being useful. You will annoy the 10% who were never buying and those were never your clients anyway. The 80% in the middle are quietly waiting to see if you actually care. And who this is not for. If you do not actually believe your offer changes someone's life, do not do this. If your service is mediocre, 15 follow-ups is just torture for everybody. This only works if you genuinely believe the prospect is worse off without you. If you believe that follow-up is not pushy, it is a rescue. And if you just want to send one message, get a yes and never feel uncomfortable, close this and go back to chasing cold leads forever. Here is the identity line I want you to leave with. Amateurs chase new leads. Professionals collect the money already sitting in their follow-up. You do not have a lead problem. You have a follow-up problem and now you have the exact 15 touches to fix it. You cannot unknow this. The moment you understand that 80% of the money lives after the 5th touch, doing one touch becomes embarrassing. So be the person who follows up 15 times. Be the one who is still there when everybody else got bored and left.